Hello, and welcome to Keeping It Real with Shannon Live. Because you don't know how it's going to turn out.
My kids empowered me to get out.
What's going on with this remote learning and in the midst of COVID?
Working for different elected officials, learning and understanding how to put the community first.
Hello, and welcome to the show today. Hello, ladies. How y'all doing?
Hey, cold. Oh, very cold.
I don't know why you so cold. You a New Yorker.
It's cold.
It's so cold your nose hurts when you go outside.
Exactly.
Well, some people knows it's not hurting because they laying down there in the sun.
Well, I mean, but today was 50 though and raining, so we're not getting to weather.
We don't feel bad for you.
Exactly.
Well, I am so excited to have the show today to talk to our special guest because she is so special. She knows everything, and she's here to tell us how do we manifest our life to make things happen in our life come true. So let's introduce her at this time.
Absolutely. Our special guest today is Miss Chamin Ajjan. She's a clinical director and the founder of Chamin Ajjan Psychotherapy and author of an award-winning Seeking Soulmate, Ditch Dating and the Dating Game and Find Real Connection. She has a master's degree in social work from Columbia University and a Bachelor of Science in Social Welfare with a minor in education from the University of Berkeley in California. She's a licensed clinical social worker with the certified cognitive behavioral therapist. So let's welcome Miss Ajjan to the show.
Hello.
Well, hello there, Miss
Welcome.
I
was so excited introducing you because you got so much going on. I'm like, which way we going with the show?
So I didn't know which way we're going to go either, but it's the beginning of the year. Let's talk about goals. Let's talk about manifesting.
Yes, everything.
Yes. What? Just describe that in case somebody else like me that didn't know it at first. Like, what is that? Like manifesting something?
Well, first of all, let's talk about what it's not, because I think we get a lot of misinformation from social media, from TikTok, and the way they present it is you just speak something into existence, right? You want something and you think about it and speak into existence, and then it happens. But the way that I think of manifesting, when I think of people who have manifested in their lives, like Oprah, or like a Steve Harvey, or, J-Lo, all these people who talk about manifesting, I think about it as being very clear about what you want and working towards that goal and living your life as if it is yours, as if you already have it, as if you've already achieved it. And that way everything falls in line for you.
Absolutely. No, they say, right? Write the vision and make you plain, right? Write the
That's
vision
right.
and make you plain, right? So I've also learned from my mentor, Dr. Lynn Richardson. She's always saying, speak what you seek until you see what you say. So what we do is that at the beginning of the year, we write a whole list of things, and it manifests itself throughout the year. So that is something I go with. I've learned this year to be more intentional about doing those things and writing some affirmations. Like I'll kind of put them in the bathroom, on the walls, and here and there. And I have a whole list because I'm looking to speak what I seek until I see what I say.
Exactly.
And you know what? You're putting it out in the forefront. You see it, and so you believe it, and that becomes your reality.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, when you're working on certain things, because for me, I have goals that I want to work on for the year, but I have some flaws, and my flaws is that I'm a procrastinator, and I have to work on time management. So, I mean, how can we put our flaws to make sure that we do manifest our goals?
Well, I think that's the first step, right? You are aware of what the flaw is. You've identified it. And so you can now start working towards changing that. And it seems like before you even work on the secondary goal of yours. Your first goal needs to be learn how to manage my time, right? That needs to be the first goal. Once you're able to get that out of the way, then you can start working on the second goal. And in my opinion, it's great to do these things on your own, but a community is always really helpful. So having people who are going to keep you accountable, having people who will check in on you and make sure that you are doing the things that you said that you were going to do, that you get to cheer on, who cheer you on as well. That can be really useful when somebody has challenges with time management or procrastination.
But to me, wouldn't the procrastination be? I know you said it was. I think it was the other way around. But the procrastination, to me, that keeps you from doing a lot of stuff that you need to get done because it seems like you can't make up your mind. Just go. If you want it bad enough, don't that make you just go head on and do it? If this is something that you really want and passionate about it, that you're not going to keep sitting around saying, okay, well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
I think it depends. I think some people are just natural born procrastinators and they thrive on chaos. And so it's that last minute adrenaline that they think they need to be able to get stuff done. It's a lie. It's a lie. You know, it's a trick. We tell ourselves these things are true. It's not really true, but they thrive on that chaos. And so that becomes their story that they live over and over and over again.
I don't thrive on chaos per se, but for some reason I procrastinate and I wait to the 11th hour to do something, but it comes out fantastic. I'm on point when it's done, but it's the fact that I had to put myself through stress to get there when I had plenty of time to work on it.
I mean, that's a little chaotic, Tiffany.
I agree with Tiffany. I work better under pressure. It's a bad practice, but I've been getting better. I've been really getting better because I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna confess tonight. But anyway, I had been working on. I had 2 papers to do. That I had 5 years to do. This is the 5th year. And it's terrible. This is the 5th year, so I'm like hitting the pavement, right? But it's gonna get done by the due date, because they're due in October. No, they're due in August, and one I'll be finished by the end of the month. But it's like, oh my God, it's terrible. It's terrible.
I mean, it sounds stressful.
Yeah, 5 years.
You should be stressed out like that when you can do it and not be stressed out.
5 years, I'm telling you, 5 years. It was the deadline, and it's like, oh my goodness. I know every year, every month, here a little piecemeal. But it always gets done on time.
It'll get done, but you might have a few extra gray hairs in the process.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah, because isn't it better? Like, well, me personally, myself, I like to have things done on time. I do an outline. Like I outline everything. I plan everything, that I'm going to do or whatever, because I hate doing stuff at the last minute. Even though I can work good under pressure and all like that, but I like things done before time. So this way you don't have to go through all of that. I put a plan, like we talking about tonight. We put a plan in action.
I got a plan. It's on the list.
Yeah, but it's on the list. It's just a plan, and then you running around. So what are you doing the other 4 years? The other 4 years leading up
saying
to
I have another year.
And that's the key right there. What's the story you're telling yourself, right? What are the thoughts that are driving you to not do it in a more relaxed and timely fashion?
Well, what I did learn, what I did decide for this year, for 2025, I'm gonna strive to thrive in 2025. I'm just put that out there, right? So I have decided that every day, I will no longer put my TV on till 10 o'clock at night. So I'm not watching any news. I'm not watching anything. I'm getting things done. So, and when I put the TV on at 10 o'clock at night, I'm not there watching the news. I'm already watching a movie, and then I'm off to sleep. So everybody TV's only on for about 2 hours, because I make sure I time my sleep now. I make sure I at least get 8 hours of more sleep. So I'm becoming a little bit more disciplined and intentional with the things that I have to do and what things have to get done. So that's a practice that's working for me so far.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think that you could probably put that to use with this paper that you have to write, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You know,
Yeah,
you
but then
set some limitations, you have some boundaries, and you
but
schedule it
then
out.
she's not manifesting her time. Then
I am.
She's not manifesting in what it is she want to do. Then
No, I am, because I took some time. I put myself a schedule, right? So I give myself X amount of hours to work on this particular project because I have other things to do. So I have to kind of like delegate my work, my schedule, my time, my self-care. And this is how I'm beginning to get my whole self together. I can always tell the people, get your whole self together. So this is what's working for me so far. And it's just January, and January is still here for another week.
And she is manifesting because she said it's gonna get done, right? She sees the end, and she's put a bit of a plan in motion. We have to understand what your intention is, though. Is your intention to get it done in the nick of time, the last minute, or is your intention to get it done in a much more leisurely and less stressful way? And that's what the difference is going to be for you.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
let's go back to manifest, because we got to make sure we understand how we're gonna put this plan together for what it is we want. So you are saying that once we say what it is we want, right, regardless of how long it takes, if it takes 2 years, 3 years, or whatever, we make a plan. We make a plan, like what we're gonna do, each week, each day, each year, or something like that, leading up to get to where we're trying to get to.
Sure. So I think the first step is to identify what you want, right? That's what we're talking about. What's the goal? What do we want to achieve? And in doing that, we have to make sure that it is in line with our values. So understanding why we want to achieve this thing. What is it about achieving this that's important to us? And when you make it values based, then you're much more motivated. So is your value to have a good work ethic? Is it to, put be honest, or open or genuine? Like, what is it that what's your value that you are attaching to this goal? So that's number one. And then the next thing is to set an intention. And that intention comes before the plan. And when we're talking about an intention, we're talking about a daily commitment that you will try to sit with and remind yourself of, to help you work towards that goal. It's you're setting time aside to strengthen your connection with that desire, with that goal, to really be connected with what it is that you want. So you can do that in a bunch of ways. You can do that with journaling. You can do that with visualization. You can do that with meditation or a vision board. So there's some ways that you can set an intention.
Okay, then what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a quick break and come back, because I want you to tell us about manifesting a relationship.
I was like, I hear
Everybody wants
music.
relationship now. We want relationships now. So when we come back, we're talking about how do we manifest our relationship.
Okay.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon.
People couldn't see my potential, so I had to show them.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
Today, I'm the CEO of my own company.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Why are we not rethinking this?
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
Hi, we're back. We're talking about how to manifest our life. So before we went to break, I was asking you about, most of the people I talk to, they're always talking about they want a relationship with someone. But every time they get a relationship, it never works anyway. So, but yeah, no, it doesn't work, they say, but not in all cases. But if we manifest, we want a relationship with someone, I find it is always hard because I find nowadays that most of the time in a relationship, people are not committed to each other like they used to. There's no commitment. As soon as something happened, I'm out of here. There's no talking, there's no working anything out. So it's like, to me, hard to manifest even talking about you wanting a relationship with a man or a woman, whichever one you prefer. You know, how do we do that? How do we do that when nobody's committed to anything?
Well, I don't know if that's true that nobody's communicating. I think there are certain people who aren't communicating, and if that's the pool that you keep finding yourself in, then you need to widen your social circle. You need to find another pool to dip your toe in, because there are plenty of guys, gals, non-binary folks, if that's what you're into, who are looking for commitment, who do want the same thing as you. I mean, we know those people, right? And we know men who want that, we know women who want that too. It's I do think there are a lot of people out there who don't want it, but being able to identify who those people are early on, and be open um and genuine about what you want initially. That doesn't mean
But
that you need to get married.
I don't know if we look at statistics or not. But statistics says there's more divorces than they are people married. I mean, not that we follow the statistics, but I'm saying that statistics is saying that
There's more divorces than there are people who are married.
Because people, there's so many divorces now. There's so many people that get divorced.
Well, not even just the people that's not that many divorces. A lot of people are choosing not to marry. Okay,
Right.
because what is really marriage, right? When you look at marriage 50, 70 years ago, is a different vibe of what it reflects today. And then sometimes, what are people goals, right? What are they looking for? Some people set goals. A lot of people are looking to compromise. Some people look at my way, no way, highway with cases. Nobody's really looking to compromise. So I think some of the things, or even why they don't last, is because a lot of conversations they're not having from day one.
Yes.
So
yes, and I think that you need to enter a committed relationship in the same way you enter a marriage. You're not going to have the contract, but listen, people enter into marriages without having these conversations too. It's the most common contract that you enter into where you don't negotiate the terms. You need to talk about, what the finances are going to look like. You need to know what the sexual expectations are. We need to know who your mama is living with. These are the things that we need to talk about ahead of time, and these conversations aren't happening. And I think you're right. People are committed. They're just not getting married. So it's the statistics don't reflect that. But I think relationships, because they're not having these transparent conversations and they're not being open and genuine and forthcoming from the very beginning, they end up showing up as the person they think their partner wants them to be. And then when the real them shows up, the other person's like, who's this? Who are you?
That's what they say. I'm out, right? That's what's time.
Yeah, well, 1 foot in and 1 foot out. They want to leave. But, people grow in a relationship. So, 5 years from now, you may not be the same person. And even if you say, who's this person? Why not try to see who the person is and work with it? Because you're going to grow you're not going to always be the same person. But,
that's true.
People just want what they want. And they see this and they have this expectation of what they saw you when you first started. And if it's not there, it's like, hey, I don't want you anymore.
I think that's true. But I also think that the responsibility is on both people in the relationship to be having these conversations throughout the relationship. If you guys are having open communication along the way, then, your partner's going to know, oh, wait, you're not that interested in tennis anymore, and you started snowboarding. That's interesting. It's not going to be a shock to them because you guys have been having conversations. When they want to quit the tennis team and don't want to hang out with you anymore at the tennis team, and they want to go on the snow trip, you're not blindsided by it. I don't know why that analogy came up, but
but it's true. Go ahead, Lottie. Go ahead and jump in there.
No, but what I'm listening to y'all. But what I'm saying is that as you get older, you change anyway. it's just like when people grow together. I'm looking at the couple that's been together for 70 some years. Now, how they grow and stay together 70 some years? But they change because as you get older, you change. You don't want the same things, or you don't do the same thing. But you still changing together. That don't mean you split because the person is changing. Might not. I can't go roller skating like I used to because now I can't stand up on the roller skates anymore. I can't do the same thing I did when I was 30 and 40 and 50 and all like that. No, because you still grow old together. This is what I'm saying. So when you
but the love is there. I think the love, that's why they can stay together, because you really truly love that person. Nowadays, people are not really true. They might say the word "I love you," but it's not true.
They don't love you.
It's not true.
And then as you get older and you spend some time separated or don't really have a committed mate, then your demands or your you want that person to be something more. Well, I mean, like nowadays, I mean, next month I'll be just a little bit over them double nickels, but I'm at the point. I'm at the point. It's like, listen, nowadays you got to come equal or better. And I'm not necessarily talking about financially. It's not about financial stuff, but other things that I'm looking to grow with someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to grow with someone. I want to build. You want to be able to have fun. You want to be able to have life. You can agree to disagree. I'm good with that. But sometimes you have to set, like you said, boundaries. You have to set boundaries, and you have to be committed to the long haul.
I agree with all of these things. Yes.
But where's the love? Where's the love?
It comes with love.
The love is missing. The love is missing. That's
but then what is love? Because the love will come with the company, with the just conversating, sitting at the dinner table, doing little things. The little things count. It's not like you got to do these big extravagant things all day. You have to find what people love and what people like. It's not like, okay, we're going to do all the sports, all the tennis because that's what you want to do, but I'm not interested in that. So where's my joy?
Do you find that people nowadays are having a harder time in relationships because they have issues, childhood trauma, stuff that they deal with, that's why they can't love and develop a relationship with someone else?
Certainly. And I think that plays a big role in, what I was talking about initially is how you show up in this relationship. If you're experiencing childhood trauma or abandonment issues or whatever it is that you're bringing into the relationship and you don't feel you're worthy of love, then you're not going to show up as your true and genuine self. And so if you're showing up as the person you think that your partner wants you to be, and then as the relationship progresses, you start learning more about who you are and what you like, and then you share that with your partner and they're blindsided, there's a disconnect there because they haven't been growing along with you. You haven't been sharing. You haven't let them in really on who you are and what it is that you want and you like and what you want to achieve and how you want to grow. And so that is going to, create a distance between the two of you guys. And that's hard to overcome.
So do you find in that situation like that, is there an appropriate time? Because some people don't want to disclose those personal, inner feelings and inner situations with them. Do you think is a certain particular time that those should be appropriately disclosed?
As soon as the relationship starts going to another level, yes. When it seems like you guys are getting to be more than just casual dating, yes, you need to disclose. You need to open yourself up and say, look, I have mental health issues that I am dealing with and taking care of. This is an ongoing thing for me, but I don't want to hide it because it's a part of who I am.
Well, wouldn't that come at the beginning? Because I need to know you got some mental problems at the beginning.
People don't share that stuff in the beginning.
But some people are not self-aware about their mental health issues or take accountability. Let's talk about narcissism. I mean, I'm learning about narcissism now, and then people don't understand where these type of behaviors coming from, but now we have a word for it, and now you're deep into the relationship realizing what you're dealing with now with a person with mental health issues, and that's tough right there.
Yep.
That is tough.
Mhm.
So what can we do? We can start asking questions very early on, getting to know our whoever we're dating, right? Not just having the surface conversations, but talking about, what's been tough in your life. How have you handled that? How was that modeled for you? What do you do? And paying attention to the way people treat other people. When you're on a date, how's this person treating the waiter? When you guys are interacting with friends, how is he with his friends? How is he with his family members? You're taking all of that information in, and not just, the initial love bombing. And that's, a classic behavior of a narcissist, right? I love you, I love you, I love you, I'll do anything for you. I can't stand you. Stay away from me.
If they keep saying that over and over, you know something wrong with them. If they keep repeating it,
But a lot of
Right.
people, a lot of people in denial, right? A lot of people deny, and sometimes people don't want
Or they're thirsty.
Yes, they want to see just what they're saying. So there's a lot of signs out there that we just really don't know. And some people like, I'm not. Oh, he's treating me this way. He's treating me that way. He's treating me better than the last one. So how do we really identify those things? Is one of the things, like you mentioned.
Well, and if you are somebody who has
It's
low
just-
self-esteem or trauma, and
Yeah.
then you get somebody coming into your life who's
Mhm.
love bombing you, then yeah, that's the perfect combination. And they tend to seek that out, so they can sniff it out. They know.
Recipe for disaster.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel that, when President Carter died, and they was talking about him and his wife, and that's the kind of love that we need to have. That you can love somebody through all whatever they went through or whatever, but they still had that bonding love that they had for each other, stuff like that. That's what I call real love. Because if I got to get to know you and find out you got mental problems and all this kind of stuff, I just can't be bothered with all of that now. Either you better be telling me up front when I'm talking to you what's happening, because you're just wasting time. You're just wasting people's time and stuff like that,
Unless there's real love, and then they'll see it through.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Just seeing it through. You're gonna argue. You're gonna go through things, but if you have real love, it don't matter. It don't matter.
I don't have no problem arguing, because see, I love to make up, so I don't have no problem arguing. That's part of the love, because that gives you something to love each other back. But look, we out of time. We thank you again for coming on, and we got it together. What we're supposed to do to manifest, put our plan in place, and not take 5 years to do it, So put it in place and get to moving on it. So we want to thank you for joining us tonight. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for joining us tonight. And you can see us every Saturday at 5:30 on Brick Arts Media House and on Manhattan Network at 2:30. So thanks again for joining us. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Today's show is sponsored by Abu's Bakery. If you have a sweet tooth, stop by Abu's Bakery for some delicious cakes and pies.
Would you like beautiful pictures for your home or your office? Then stop by Faith Art Gallery. They have a large selection of pictures from around the world.
It's Shannon.